Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about job search burnout and how to stay the course. So what I hear a lot from friends and even clients that are in this job search process is that it actually takes them a little bit off guard how long sometimes the process can take when you're applying for jobs. Especially if there's maybe an expectation that, this shouldn't take as long. Some people are really caught off guard when they're not hearing back as soon as they thought they would. And so, really being able to minimize your frustration or figure out tools and techniques to help you through the waiting process is something that I really recommend for anyone that's in a job search, because you want to be able to stay the course and stick it out and not constantly feel frustrated or feel like giving up when you know what the end goal is. So one of the things I want to offer is that you really take the time to celebrate small wins. And what I mean by that is if you updated your resume and say one day you applied to 3 jobs, or you knew that your LinkedIn profile needed to be updated and you took the time to update your LinkedIn profile. Those can seem like small things, but now you have an updated resume, an updated LinkedIn profile, and you've put yourself out there, or you've actually applied to 3 different jobs. Those are small wins. So just take the time to recognize what you've already done thus far and celebrate those small wins while you're waiting for the ultimate goal or some response back on what you've already done. Something that goes along with that is to simply acknowledge your progress. So if you were someone, say, that really procrastinated in wanting to update your resume, or you just, weren't really on top of looking for positions or networking or applying, then you have to acknowledge how far you've come since you started the process. And it goes back to, again, that small win concept, but you could easily say, oh man, this is taking so long. I'm super frustrated. And it really helps to just take a pause and acknowledge how far you've come thus far. What have you done that has moved the needle, even if it's something small? So take the time to acknowledge how much progress you've made thus far. Something that I think is really important to point out is when we're doing something like job searching and we're continuing to apply for positions and again not seeing those results come back, your mind can start thinking, I'm doing something wrong and I need to go find out what it is that I need to do differently. But that can lead you again into some frustration. So acknowledging that you may want to tweak your job search and things like that, those are actually good things. But again, sometimes it's just the waiting, because on the recruitment side, unfortunately, things just don't go as fast as we would like to. So instead of thinking that you're doing something wrong, just do what you know how to do. And so is that, setting up an alert system to notify you from different job boards what's becoming available for what you're interested in. So a specific job title or in a specific industry. Sometimes we just need to keep doing what we know how to do until you figure out something else to do, and then you can do that. And this doesn't just apply in job search. Like, I find myself sometimes thinking, I'm not getting the results I want. And instead of asking myself, okay, how long have I been doing this? Am I being too impatient? Maybe testing the atmosphere and saying, okay, let me ask someone, how long did it take them when they were doing X? And that's something, to kind of give yourself a gauge to say, what should my expectations really be like? But we get the frustration and then we quickly move to the next thing, not understanding that if I just made a commitment to do what I know how to do now, once I figure out something else, I can do that, but staying committed to knowing what I know how to do in the moment. The last thing I wanted to mention might be one of the most vital things to do, and that is honestly to give yourself an opportunity to take some time away. To literally, what I mean by that is just to step away from the process entirely if you feel yourself getting way too anxious about what's happening or maybe not happening. And so, for maybe an entire week or whatever you decide, I'm actually going to stop applying for a little while, or I'm actually going to, stop trying to network so hard because it's taking a toll on me in a negative way. And I just need a little bit of time to step away from this. So as normal, there's a couple questions that I want you to ask yourself around this job search process. The first one is, what am I most proud of? And knowing again that you're celebrating small wins and acknowledging your progress, what about this job search process are you most proud of? The second question is, what about this process actually helps me understand myself better? What about this process actually helps me understand myself better? What I mean by that is, are you finding that, man, I'm actually pretty impatient when it comes to certain things? Like, I could actually work on that. Or you could maybe tell yourself, man, when I really need to get things done, I can be a great goal setter. I'm all about like focusing in on what needs to happen and going to do that. You might notice that you actually are a pretty good networker. When it comes down to it, you're just like, oh, well, I've really not had to use this skill, but when I think about it, I've been able to meet 10 people since I started this job search process. So it goes back to the celebrating those small wins and acknowledging your progress. The third question is, based on your experience, what advice would you give someone else that's going through a job search? All right, guys, so I hope this information was helpful to you, especially for those of you that might be in a job search. Don't give up, keep the course. And if you are actually in a search, let me know down in the description box what of these tips might be most helpful for you. I'm rooting for you, and good luck in your job search. So there's a couple ways that you can stay connected with me. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel for regular coaching video updates. And also in the description box, there's some other ways to keep connected with me. I have a mailing list, and I'm emailing some additional content and career help to those individuals, as well as I mentioned I'm packaging my dream job challenge, and I'll be providing that content for those of you that weren't able to join. So if you want that information, check in the description box below and sign up for my mailing list. And also, if you need more help, if you've been watching these videos and you're like, man, what would it be like to get some actual one-on-one career coach help? I am completely here for you guys. So there's a link to my calendar. If you want to schedule a free discovery session with me, just 20-30 minutes. Hopefully I can help you in a personal way, more individually, or point you in the right direction. So I'm happy to do that. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys here in another video. Bye.